A weather alert day has been issued.
Hey everybody, I'd like to thank everybody for checking into the Grayson County Weather Facebook Live tonight. Cody isn't feeling great. He's had a headache, so he'd invited me on to talk about the weather. So I'm going to run the show and cover for him tonight until he gets to feeling better. This is meteorologist Dustin Knight. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Looking at the current conditions around the area, it's a dry and cold night. Radar isn't really showing much across most of Kentucky right now, but when we zoom out and kind of glance, we do have some activity just off to our southwest towards the Tennessee Arkansas area. We can see that in the big picture here. A broad area of precipitation across Missouri, Arkansas, back into the Central Plains. That's the system that we're going to be covering, that we put the alert day out for, and that we're going to be covering a lot in this broadcast tonight. You can see a lot of snow across Missouri and Arkansas, slowly drifting northeast. We've been looking at observations out there. There are some impressive snowfall rates really moving into the Memphis area. This will be lifting into our area tomorrow. And of course, to the south of that, you've got rain across Louisiana. But for us, it's the snow that we're most interested in this time. Thought we had another graphic lined up here. Okay, there we go. So this is a look at our current temperatures across Kentucky, thanks to the Kentucky Mesonet at WKU. Really, you can see the colder air actually where a lot of the snow cover still is. We're mostly in the teens across the area, teens and 20s. That'll be the conditions throughout the night. We'll see pretty much most of the area will see temperatures in the teens tonight. But I do think it's interesting. You can see where a lot of the snow is still on the ground. That correlates with where the coldest temperatures are. Looking ahead to our 4-day forecast, as you know, expecting snow tomorrow. We'll get specifically into the timing of that here in a little bit, but snow most of the day tomorrow, occasionally heavy snow showers. And then into the weekend, we're going to stay fairly cold. We warm up a little bit Sunday relative to what it has been, but really for the next week straight, we're going to stay roughly in the 20s, 30s, and we're going to still see some lows down in the single digits. Saturday, Sunday, you can see Saturday with low of 15, high of 30 degrees. Sunday, low of 23, high of 36. And then Monday, low of 9 degrees, again, back down in the single digits with a high of 31. So as I mentioned, we were talking about the snow that's coming our way. There are winter storm warnings and winter storm warnings across the area. This is the official National Weather Service forecast from colleagues up at the Louisville office, and they've got much of central and south central Kentucky highlighted in the 4 to 6 inch range. This has been fairly consistent. The data has really been kind of in the 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inch range. So, not a major snowstorm, but you can generally expect 4 to 6 inches of snow across the Grayson County area tomorrow. And that will, that'll impact travel conditions much of the day. The good news is we're expecting it to all be snow this time. It's not as much of a complicated forecast as the last one was, where we had freezing rain and ice and sleet and everything. So this will be all snow for this event. So we're having some graphic issues here trying to get things to pull up, but we're getting through it. I do want to mention, while we're trying to figure the graphics out, is we get the weather briefing slides pulled up. The 4 to 6 inch forecast is just kind of an aerial average. Obviously, you could see some areas might get a little less, some might get a little more. But the aerial average, we're expecting 4 to 6 inches. Regardless of the numbers, though, the impacts are basically the same. Snow on the roads. Travel might be difficult at times tomorrow. Until they get the roads cleared out. So that's really the bottom line about that. But now we've got the National Weather Service Louisville briefing. This was the afternoon briefing packet that they sent out to partners that we're going to go through here. So as I mentioned, winter storm warning across much of, really, like 2/3 of the state, most of Kentucky and southern Indiana. As I said, snowfall accumulations of 3 to 6 inches possible across southern Indiana, central Kentucky. This does include Grayson County. Down towards the Kentucky-Tennessee border, that's where we think the greatest snowfall accumulation will be. So the best chance to get numbers higher than the aerial average we mentioned is closer to the border. For Grayson County, as I said, I think really the 3 to 5, 4 to 6 inch range is probably right on the money for the Grayson County area specifically. And confidence in this is fairly high. We've been tracking this all week, and we've been dialing it in every day. So confidence is fairly high in this event. Here's a zoomed out version of the official snowfall forecast that we had earlier. Again, confidence is high that snow will be the precipitation type for this event. It's a little less clear what the final totals will be. I've personally been leaning towards 2 to 4 inches. The official forecast is 4 to 6. Reality is probably going to be somewhere in the middle. But impacts wise, that doesn't change a whole lot. And again, highest snowfall totals of 5 to 6 inches plus are most likely across western and southern Kentucky, particularly down near the Kentucky-Tennessee border, out in like the Purchase region towards Murray in that area. So snowfall timing. For Grayson County specifically, I'm expecting snow to begin between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow. So between 8 and 10 in the morning on Friday, that's when I expect snow to begin falling. And then I expect it to end around between 10 p.m. and midnight. Not to get too technical, but there will be some dry air in place, so that might delay the start of the snow a little bit. We're seeing that down towards Memphis right now. But again, I think the onset of snow will be right around 8 to 10 a.m. And then it'll last pretty much all day until about 10 p.m. This shows the potential winter storm impacts. This is a scale that we use to try to outline, impacts to infrastructure and travel. There are some areas. This is the winter storm severity index, is the actual index that this is using. But the moderate impacts off to our south, for the Grayson County specifically, we're expecting minor impacts. Like I said, that could be some difficult travel conditions, particularly while the snow's falling, and possibly short duration after the fact until they get the roads clear. Not expecting power outages across Grayson County this time. Fortunately, the sunlight's kind of helped get rid of a lot of the ice. So power lines have cleared up. Most of the trees are clear. So minor impacts across Grayson County for this one. Thankfully, it's not looking like a major dangerous event this time. This is some advice for preparing for a winter storm. Um, Again, at home, shovel salt, flashlight with extra batteries, candles are a good idea. And again, we're only expecting minor impacts, but it's always a good idea to be prepared. These are things you should just have in any case. Uh, Candles, non-perishable food. Everyone always runs off to buy, bread and milk. Really, non-perishable food and water is the way to go. Blankets and warm clothing. For your vehicle, make sure it's got a full tank of gas. That's always a good idea. Running the car low on gas isn't necessarily great for it in the cold weather anyway. But full gas, window scrapers, first aid kit, just general preparedness items. But these are just general preparedness things we recommend anytime there's going to be a winter storm. Make sure your devices are charged, things like that. This is a look at the Big Cliffy weather cam. It, it's dark and it's kind of dark out there, so it's not really a great view, but we'll be using this tomorrow to monitor the snow, I'm sure. And we're showing 20 degrees in Big Cliffy. Yep. And again, that temperature is from the Kentucky Mesonet, courtesy of WKU. So just to touch on it again, in case you missed it the first time, another glance at the 4-day forecast to get you through the weekend. Uh, Tomorrow, Friday, we've declared as an alert day for the snow showers. Again, you can expect snow pretty much the entire duration of the day, from about 9 in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night. You'll see that clear out late tomorrow night. High of 29 degrees tomorrow, Saturday. Low of 15 with a high of 30. Mostly cloudy, but we will be clearing up. Sunday, we finally get above the freezing mark. This will be the first time we've been above the freezing mark in a little bit. Low of 23, high of 36. Again, we'll have mostly sunny skies on Sunday. Probably still some lingering clouds, but we'll see those clearing out. And then Monday, high of 31, low of 9. Perhaps still some lingering clouds, but we stay dry once this snow moves through. And another look at the regional radar depiction. Again, you can see the snow showers drifting across the parts of the Mississippi River Valley, across pretty much all of Arkansas and then western Missouri. These will continue lifting east-northeast through the overnight hours, eventually reaching the Grayson County area, as I said, shortly after sunrise. Some snowfall rates in this are approaching about 1 inch per hour, which is why we think there will be some local areas that might exceed the aerial average. But yes, a large, broad shield of precipitation. Another large winter storm. Unfortunately, this one isn't expected to have major impacts for Grayson County, but another large winter storm moving through the area. Before we wrap up, I don't know. I know Cody's running graphics on the back end. I don't know if he's seen any questions. If he doesn't have any questions from anybody, I would like to take the opportunity to say that if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Meteorologist Dustin on Facebook, or obviously here on the Grayson County weather page. We'll be monitoring and covering this storm throughout the entire duration. I'll probably try to jump back on and take some questions tomorrow as well. But yeah, before we wrap this thing up, I just wanted to take an invitation for questions. Again, you guys can reach out to me at Meteorologist Dustin Knight. or Grayson County weather. And I'd like to thank you guys for following along before I sign off here. All right.